Kieran box of Bants here in the Coliseum Gym in Ballyfermot, and we're with Tyrone White Chocolate Mc Cullagh, and he'll say it's not to be soon. Tyrone number 2.
I'm still in that competition, so
You wearing his top now, are you?
Still that on him. We steal George clothes all the time. Most of my wardrobe says.
So obviously you and Tyrone have moved down here. Obviously you were in Scotland before. Tyrone kind of talked about the difference in camps now. Like for you, what has been the massive change in between?
Pete's a very, very technical coach. You know, I think he knows how to get the best out of everyone. You know, what I'll say to one person will be different for someone else. You know, he just has a great eye for it, and I knew that all. I've known that a while because I worked with him a lot as an amateur. You know, with a sport Katie Taylor, going through the Irish scene, and so when we left Scotland, we knew Pete was the man to go to, and to be honest, it's been brilliant down here. You know, since before Christmas, me and Tyrone have made the move, and it's been a brilliant camp. I'm delighted with it.
Tyrone, obviously, for him, he said it's much nicer because obviously he's get to go home at the weekend every weekend. You don't miss any flights.
It's alright for him. He lives in Belfast. I have to go another 2 hours a day. I get home about 10 o'clock on a Friday night and away again Sunday evening. It's a nightmare. So, well, it's not a nightmare, but I suppose but I would be home quicker from Scotland than I would from Dublin. It's funny, so it is.
And not missing flights, as he'd say. But in terms of he says it's easier because now you get to see his family every weekend. Do you have a family home up in Belfast?
I have no kids. No,
thankfully,
I can't look after myself. But it is. That's something me and Tyrone were saying. Sure, you know, this camp's absolutely flew because Scotland. I like Scotland, but see at the weekends. You know, you done your session early on a Saturday morning. That was you until Monday again training. And the weekends were longer than actual week. Do you know what I mean? It just drags with it, and they lasted. It took forever, and camp felt like it just went on for ages and ages. See here, we're always busy. You know, we're up at 8 in the morning, and have to be out here for 11. We do our 2 sessions here. We're back about 5 or just after 5, and then you know we make a bit of dinner, watch a bit of TV, and we're in bed, and then we do that Monday to Friday, and then we're home at the weekends. It's went like that, so it has. It's felt like I've been training since about 4 weeks, 5 weeks, so it is. But it's been a 10-week camp.
How did you keep yourself occupied over there? Because it just seemed like you had so much free time in your hands in Scotland. Like, you know, at the weekends, stuff like that. Like, what would you have done? Like, we
would have went in the town and just farted about town. Maybe that's another good thing. Would have got a bite to eat. Do you ever see when you're bored? You know, you go to Fridays. You would have been eating all the time, and the diet wouldn't have been spot on. But here, you know, I can honestly say it's the most dedicated I've been in camp. I always train hard. I bust my balls in training, but factors outside of training, like your diet, your lifestyle, and that, everything's been spot on as well. So I'm buzzing. And I'm ready to go now. You know, just chomping at the bit.
Yeah. So now the competition's on next week in London. You said you're flying out on Monday. In your mind now, I know it's a golden ball and then 3 obviously blue balls. Do you have in your mind who you're going to pick? I know you're not going to say who, but
I went back and forth, so I have to be honest. I think I've got someone solidified now, but who knows? I could change my mind. But I'm honestly not just saying as a right hand up to God. There's not much between the 3 opponents. You know, they're 3 top quality fighters that are left in my weight, and you can't really separate them. So whether I get the gold ball or a red ball, I don't really mind because I know it's going to be my toughest fight to date, and you know, like I said, there's not much quality between the opponents, whereas I think there's someone in Tyrone's weight who he wouldn't mind getting. But I'll leave it at that.
So after the quarter-final, that was kind of when news kind of came over here, wasn't it? And Davey Oliver was actually in your tournament as a featherweight. So what was that like the first time you met him training same gym as him, when he was at the time he was at your weight and he was in that tournament? He just got obviously knocked out. Like,
I can honestly say, like, I have to give Davey his dues and big respect to him. We were doing it wasn't full sparring, it was a technical sparring, you know, or task sparring, and there was a bit around, and Davey just stopped me and put his hands on my shoulders and says, Tyrone, all that stuff between us in the past, we would have had a been roughly the same weight, or 1 or 2 fights in amateurs as well. All that stuff in the past. Golden contract, he says that's done. We're teammates now. I'm here to help you. You're here to help me. And see, to be honest, I've got on. Dave is one of my best mates here. I've got on brilliant with him, and I was delighted to see him win the WBO European last week. I was going to say regain it, but it's at a different weight. So fair play to David for doing that, and you know, with a lot of time and respect for him.
I'm kind of looking forward to kind of the aftermath of next week, like, because I'm kind of looking forward to the video content that's going to be up with views, having the Tyrone Olympics. Tyrone McKenna is going to explain what it is. So one's a Jaeger bomb competition.
Who can do the most Jaeger bombs in one sitting? Who can eat the most McDonald's double cheeseburgers in one sitting? They won't be in the same day, right enough, because you'll be poking everywhere. Who can sit in the sauna the longest? Bowling, which I've already beat him in. A few other things, and then obviously the loser of who loses the most games has to legally change their name to Tyrone number 2. I know it's going to be McKenna. I know for a fact, I'm not even worried. It'll be a good year. I won the golden contract and won the Tyrone Olympics.
Probably Tyrone Olympics probably means more, because
probably it is, isn't it? It's close anyway.
Just think about it, I think Lee Eaton just out of banter, like every fight after that, even if you were a world champion, if Tyrone, either of you were world champion, going into, and it'd just be like Tyrone number 2, like McKenna Mc Cullagh, and then versus, you know, XYZ.
And funny enough, you say it, we're hoping the MTK is going to put us in shoes together from now on. If we won the golden contract, we'll have to be in shoes together, but because we're splitting accommodation down here, you know, Dublin's not the cheapest place in the world, one of us won't be able to, well, if we won the golden contract we will, but one of us won't be able to pay accommodation if the other one isn't there, so we're going to need to do camps together no matter what. We'll be in camp all year round.
Need to be together. It's almost like another amateur setup, like you need to be together in the same room.
They afford it anyway, we will, but plus camp alone's fucking shite, so it's so boring, you know. I couldn't go, I did it in Liverpool for near enough a year. I was living above just a room in a bar, it had a microwave and a TV in it, and I done that for a year by myself. It was tough going, like really tough, so it's brilliant having Tyrone alongside me, you know, training with him and living with him, you know, because you couldn't pass the time otherwise.
That seems to happen with a lot of boxers now. Like Anthony Fowler did it as well. He just said he just couldn't. His mental health was starting to deteriorate because he just couldn't do being away from everyone on his own in his little box room. And he said he was losing his mind, like, you know.
And 100%. People say, you know, you need to. People think, you know, you need to be alone and you need to be living a bad life, you know, so you'll be more hungry. I don't believe in that. Like I say, when I was in Liverpool, plus I had to train. I was training at 7 in the morning. I was doing my sprints at 7 in the morning in Liverpool, and I was training then again at 11. I was finished for 12:30 or 1, sitting in that room till the next morning, till I went to my sprints again. It was, as you say, mentally it was very, very tough, you know. I loved the training in Liverpool, and Derry and George looked after me very well, but it was taking its toll on me, and I couldn't do it any longer.
After this fight next week, when do you think this schedule is for the final?
I think it might be the end of June, so it's, if you think about it, it's not too far away, you know. You'll have to go back in the camp mid-March maybe, get a wee, let the hair down for a bit, and then back at it. I need a bit of structure, so I'll be living the high life until I get word. Especially
after the Olympics. But the one thing I was going to say about the Olympics was I was thinking so many things in my head after I heard about it. Like, I was in the car thinking, I was just like, oh my god, like, because I thought you were going to change your whole second name to number 2, and I was like, so what happens then, like when they get married, or if one was right, like, does the wife have to take that name, number 2, and then I was like, what about the children? And then I was thinking, you know, the children, like, just like that is like, oh, my name's so I was just like, because legally, you know, like, if I change mine to Max Power, like, my children then are gonna be, you know, so and so Power, but no, I was thinking, I just thought it was so funny, like, and then I was thinking, someone has to be there to record yous when one user's ringing the bank and tell them, sorry, I have to change my name. Oh, what is it, sir? And it's like Tyrone number 2, and the person on the phone's be like, what? Like,
they won't have a clue. I don't know if it's Tyrone 2 or Tyrone number 2. I don't really mind. It's not happening to me anyway, so I'll let him decide. But it'll probably be Tyrone 2. Tyrone 2 McCullough. Tyrone 2 McKenna. McKenna sounds better. We also, was they telling you we have the same middle name as well? We both have Michael. Michael is our confirmation name. It's freaky, so it is.
We
do need something to distinguish us or separate us.
And I'm sure one of you will have to get it on your shorts as well.
Just a wee number 2 beside it.
You'd be referencing Austin Powers the whole time then, number 1, number 2. It's like
forgot about that. So was that Gold Member, is it?
Yeah. It's like hi, so I'm number 1. It's like, oh, I'm number 2. So introducing each other.
That's what we're going to have to
do. Well, look, really looking forward to watching the tournament next week, and thanks very much for your time. All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks very much.
Good luck.